Hello and welcome. Come on in. We are getting ready to talk about heaven. What happens over there? What's it look like? Who gets there? Who doesn't get in there? We're going to touch on a few of those topics, and then I will wrap up the end of this video with a tarot reading for the collective. So grab your tea, your coffee, your Jack Daniels, whatever your choice is today, and come on back. All right, I will try and include a timestamp for those of you that just want the tarot so that you can go ahead and take a look at that. But please hit that like button no matter what it is you watch. Go ahead and scroll clear to the end of the video. That also helps me. And leave as many comments as you like and you can. That kind of really helps get me back into the algorithms. All right, what goes on in heaven? First off, we are greeted over there. Our loved ones gather around. It's kind of like a reunion. All the people that you hope to see will be there. You will not be exposed to anybody over there that hurt you in this lifetime unless there was some other kind of karmic connection, some other kind of lesson that we were to learn. But for the most part, anybody that you didn't get along with down here on earth, it's all dropped over there. We don't carry any animosity over there. We don't carry any anger over there. Now, you guys know about ghost hunters, and everybody's out there checking out those ghosts that are stuck in houses and buildings. Well, those are different entities that are kind of lingering down here on this plane. For some reason, they feel that their work here was unfinished, something was left undone, so they kind of choose to just like hang out here. Sometimes they don't know that they are deceased. If it happens quickly, rapidly, in the case of a car accident or murder, they don't know that they're dead. So they kind of like they roam around a little bit like they're disoriented. But for the most part, once our soul arrives to the other side, we have that beautiful reunion. If you did have an issue with your death, if it was really traumatic, there is a team there to help you decompress and help you heal. They actually have teams of people. Teams of entities, I can't say people, spirit over there that really just help nurse and treat and get us kind of all pulled back together and get our energy in organized in a more positive light. Because when we get over there, sometimes we're really scrambled. What is it like over there once we get there? Well, I just channeled a grandmother for somebody not too long ago, and I've heard this before. They say, oh, they love the accommodations. Just like they're going to the greatest little hotel or the greatest big hotel ever, and they enjoy it. However, that vision of heaven is different for everybody. It depends on what it is you need. It depends on what it is your expectations are. And it also depends on the mind frame you have. I have talked to some people who have had near-death experiences where they have actually died and were resuscitated. A near-death experience is not that near miss on the highway. Oh, I had a near-death experience today. And no, that's not exactly what that is. It's a near-wreck experience. But in some of the people that I have talked to that have had NDEs and that have had negative visitations on the other side. In other words, they kind of went to maybe the low side. Maybe they felt like they went to hell, but it was very scary for them. It was very I don't want to say torturous, but it was very unnerving and scary while they were in that death state. But those folks expected that. They felt that's what they were worthy of. I'm going to go to hell when I die. I'm a badass. Yeah, you know what? That's what you'll get. If that's what you do feel like you deserve and that's what you expect, that's what you will get. I want everybody to know that you are worthy of a seat in heaven. We all are. That's why we're here. We try every day to improve who these people are that we say we are. We try to heal. We try to become better. And you often hear me talk about healing is a continuous thing, and it is. It's not one and done. You're never done healing and growing. That's what this whole experience down here in this earthly plane is about. Learning, healing, growing, becoming a better soul for you, getting ready for your next incarnation to come back. Where do the bad guys go? Like a murderer. Where do they go? Do they get to go to the same heaven as everybody else? Yeah, they may. It depends on the soul contract, actually. Sometimes two people come together in this lifetime, and one of them murders the other. Wow, that's kind of deep. A murderer. But you know what? Maybe in the past lifetime, they were the one that was murdered. We swap those roles every time we come back. We are meant to come back and experience all the greatest, all the deepest, all the profound learning and emotion that we could possibly gather while we're here. If you have somebody in your family that has been murdered, and you know what, I probably have to be careful about saying that word because it can get stricken out of the algorithm. But if you have somebody in your family that has been murdered or their life has been taken in a tragic way, chances are they may have been a murderer in a past life. We do. We take on every aspect of those roles. You could be a nasty, mean person in this lifetime, and next lifetime around, you're kind of nicer because we're here for that experience. But heaven is absolutely anything you want it to be. Now, many of the souls that do cross over that talk to me, since I am a medium, tell me about how beautiful it is there, how more intense the colors are, how more intense the smells are, how absolutely irradiant everything is, just glows. The fragrances of the trees and the flowers, and they are very abundant over there in heaven, okay? But they are highly positive. It's beautiful. There's a constant background music, whether you want to call it a heavenly choir, an angelic voices, but it is as though the trees and the flowers and everything is just singing and humming and just getting us into, it's actually a vibration to help us heal once we get over there. Very good healing vibration. All right. That's it. Heaven is, like I said, it's a little bit different for everybody. So make your expectations high that you're going to get there to the beauty, the magnificence, getting to hang out with the family that you getting to hang out with family that you didn't get along with, and finally now can come to terms with it over there because we let that shit go. All right. Getting ready to do a reading for the collective. Just to let you know what's going on for the rest of the week. Okay, welcome back. How many of you have been feeling the energy change? We are going through a period now where there is a lot of upheaval and chaos happening all around the world. However, on a personal level, things should start to feel better. They should start to lighten up. Mars is moving out of the aspect it was in, lining up with Venus, I do believe. That is a lot more about love and connection. Venus is the goddess of love. All right, let's see what's going on for the collective. You know what? Let me see if that light is still awake back there. I did set it up prior. Yeah, it is. All right, I'll just wake it up. Whoop. Don't touch anything. It rolls. All right, there we are. And let's see what's going on for the collective. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons, please. I always like every video that I watch on YouTube, because now I know how hard it is to make these damn things. The only time I ever hit dislike is if it's something that really offends me. And then that kind of keeps it out of my algorithm, and that's the same thing. Hit that like button. It'll keep popping me up in your feed. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, exactly what I just got done talking about. It had been feeling heavy for some of you. You know what? We got 2 8s. It's a repeating cycle. Keeps happening, coming back around. You keep letting this same stuff bother you. You're not letting it go. You're not releasing it. We've got the 8 of Wands. Now, some of you may be getting a message or a communication from somebody from the past. Somebody you haven't heard from in a long time. Could be anything from an ex to an ex-schoolmate. Maybe somebody that you haven't seen or heard from in decades. We've got that 8 of Swords. Now, some of you have kind of been isolating a little bit. Kind of take a look at that card. She's standing in behind that circle of swords, kind of like a fence, but really she can walk away at any time. You guys have been kind of isolating, pulling away. Ever since that COVID thing, people are not getting out as much as they used to. They're becoming a little more secluded, a little more isolated. And I'm going to tell you, that is not good for mental health. Get out and be with people. The longer you're isolated, the more likely you are to slip into a depression or anything. I've got a little tickle going on the back of my neck. So I hope it's my hair and not spirit. We're going to go from that 8 of Swords to the 7 of Swords. Now, you may have experienced some kind of a betrayal. I get the feeling somebody maybe have been a little two-faced, maybe talked about you behind your back. I just thought I heard something back there by the light. Okay. But you're walking away from that. You're not allowing it, because it could be such a routine. Somebody in your family, somebody you work with, constantly just not having anything good to say, and it's like you're done with it. You're walking away from it. Making those improvements, healing, growing, moving forward. We've got the Knight of Wands. Here he comes charging in on a fast, fiery horse. Yeah, things are beginning to change, but you're the one that's doing the work. You're the one that's facilitating all of the healing. I like that because that night he's riding for positive change and getting ready to come out and just annihilate all that bad energy. And that's what we need to do on a daily basis. Eliminate negative energy. Start in your own house first. Burn some sage. Burn some Palo Santo. Eliminate that. Don't allow it to collect. I did mention earlier about somebody being a little two-faced, and we have the moon card. That moon is, you may have dealt with somebody that felt a little out of whack, a little bipolar. Maybe they just couldn't make a decision on something. And for some of you, stepping out of that depression, moving away from that isolation, you're going to cut loose a little bit. See those wild dogs down there? Yeah, you're gonna cut loose a little bit and go a little bit wild. That's all right. But don't allow that negative energy to take control. Step away from it. Feel it, stop it, and clear it. Don't wallow in it. Same thing for anxiety. Feel it, stop it, clear it. Don't wallow in it. If you sit still in anxiety or depression, it will overcome you. It'll take you over. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. A lot of you are experiencing some great improvements in abundance, just prosperity. It is a time in the world where things are just going haywire and the cost of living is so high. But some of you are going to be experiencing some prosperity in finances. Not great big money. I don't see anybody hitting the publisher's clearinghouse, but I do see little chunks of money coming into your pocket via, oh, maybe you put a coat on that you haven't had on and you find a $20 bill in it. You might buy a little lottery ticket, a scratch off, and hit a few bucks. I see luck and prosperity, but I do not see enough to bet the farm on. Never gamble more than you can afford to lose. And we have the Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups is about that prosperity, about that abundance. Look, it's coming. It's coming around in divine timing. We haven't had this type of astrology set up to give us that abundance and that boost. Things were rotating in a really different direction for a while. Kind of pulling away the old things that are not meant to stay in our life. We have to get rid of some things in order to make room energetically for the good stuff. So if you're still carrying negative baggage about anything, whether it's the nosy neighbor next door, whether it's your mother-in-law hounding, bothering you with her input, that is clearing. All right. Somehow I felt like we needed a couple more cards here, and we do. Here we go. Here it is. The Five of Change. Right here. The Swords. So we've got the Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. A lot of swords going on here. A lot of truth. You're stepping into your own personal truth, bringing about the change that you want. Not waiting for it to happen to you. Not letting it just hit you right straight in the head and say, hey, it's time to change. You're seeing it. It's like, okay. Yeah, am I going to be an old grouchy old biddy and be sour? Is that the way I want to carry things on? I have a friend who just cannot let go of that sour attitude. Yeah, she doesn't have a good thing to say about anybody. However, she is got a lot of good treats. And here we are with a pile of friends. We have the Three of Cups. It is a good time to go ahead and celebrate and to rejoice. We're finally getting into spring, sort of. Warm and cold, warm and cold. The Three of Cups is about being a little confusing too. Are they dancing for rejoicing because they're healing, or are they just rejoicing and dancing because maybe they're conspiring? But it's a time to go ahead and relish the joyous energy that's around us. It is getting better. It's getting lighter. You guys are working on that yourselves. All right, there we have it. A little bit about heaven, a little bit about what's going to happen here on earth. You know, you guys that follow me know that I never leave you, that I don't sincerely bless you with love and light. See you soon.